Here we go, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to a special edition of Down South Sports Fanatics on this Thursday night. Boy, we got our producer joining us tonight, Mr. Fatty 316. What's up, Fatty?
What's going on, guys?
What's up? Of course, the voice himself, the voice of reason, Mr. Dave Rob. What's up, boy?
What's going on, guys? Watching these
What you up
Pels.
to?
Hope
What
you get a
you up
W,
to?
man.
Huh?
Watching these Pels, man. Hopefully they're going to pull out a W, man.
I'm watching the game. We're watching the Pels. We're all over the place tonight, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Good sports night, man.
Let's dive into it. We dived into it a little bit last night. We're going to talk a little Saints and then move on to some other topics. Man, I think at this point, we're going to be in rebuild mode. Unfortunately, I don't give them much of a chance this coming Sunday. I hate to say that. But, you know, it is what it is. I think they got to look at that. They got to look at a lot of different positions in the offseason, especially at defensive end. I think Cam Jordan needs to really consider retiring. I hate to say that because he is one of my all-time favorite Saints. He brings it every single week. But I think, unfortunately, Dave, you might agree with me. I think Father Time has finally caught up with Cam Jordan.
Yeah, man, it's definitely hard when you got a guy like who's one of the best players in your team's history that you could tell it's really that point where he hit that wall, man. I mean, because even the last couple of years, Cam, he might not be getting those huge sack numbers, but, man, he plays the run well. He's been making an impact, sometimes even without getting a sack, you know. But now it's like, dude, you just feel like he's really not able to contribute like he used to, you know. And, I mean, so, yeah, it's time. It's definitely time. There's a lot of problems in this defense, and there's going to be some moves that's going to have to be considered. The front office is going to have to do a lot better job this offseason than what they did the last two.
Yeah. I mean, look, even Fatty knows. Fatty used to be a diehard way back when Cam first started, and he could tell you a little bit about Cam.
Well, to be fair, the defense was on the field way more this year than past years. The offense couldn't stay on the field was the problem. So the defense was always playing catch up.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but look at Cleveland, man. Look at Cleveland. I mean, they had a terrible offense most of the year. I mean, Flacco comes in the last couple of games. They put together some yards, but, I mean, they were without Nick Chubb. You know, Watson went down early. And, dude, that team just wins every week because their defense that's the difference between a dominant defense and a pretender defense. And I think we used to be a dominant defense, for years from, that 17 to 21 area. But I think, we fell off a little bit last year, even though we were statistically still top 10-ish. But this year, I think we hit a wall, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, Fatty. I do agree with what you're saying. The offense has put them into some predicaments, but, dude, they're just not as good defensively. I mean, this team got their ass handed to them by Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Demarcus Robinson. They couldn't stop Kyron Williams. I mean, he was getting 7 or 8 yards before he was even getting touched. It reminded me a lot of that Houston game with Devin Singletary. Just they're dominating us in the trenches. We don't get a pass rush. We can't cover anybody at times over the middle of the field. I mean, it's a lot of holes, dude.
Yeah. Look, thank y'all for joining us, Lance, Chuck, Rondo. Thank y'all for joining us, man. Please share and like the page. Look, I tell you what, too, it is a big difference without seeing Lattimore out there, too. The defense changes a lot with him not. What's up, Jeff?
Yeah. No, that's true. But the offense didn't do their job. They didn't do their part.
The thing with Lattimore is, I'm sure y'all both would agree, you can change your coverage a little bit because Lattimore is more of a man-to-man coverage, and he kind of takes. I mean, he's not as dominant as he once was, but he kind of takes that side of his field away, because he always follows the best receiver.
Absolutely, man. I tell you, man, I think what's his name, Jordan Howden, man, the safety. I actually like what I'm seeing from that kid, man. I think he's got a little potential. I still think, man, the next year or so, I think you're going to move on from Marcus May, Tyrann Mathieu. You definitely need a little more depth at linebacker in this team, but you can use that edge rush. I mean, Peyton Turner is on his way out. So there's a lot of help that's needed on that side of the ball. But no, I mean, like Fatty was saying, dude, it all starts, if you can't put points on the board and you can't finish drives. I mean, we had 33 yards rushing this game. we refuse to freaking acknowledge the fact that, you know, the record when Taysom Hill runs the ball 7 times. I mean, he was barely a part of the game plan. I thought the week before it was maybe because he was coming off the injury, but I mean, dude, they didn't use him for shit. Kamara was basically like he didn't even fucking show up. I mean, I'm still seeing drop passes from Olave. I see missed, you know, blocks by the lineman. I mean, Carr still, there was a couple passes. I don't know who the hell he was throwing to. The interception was terrible. But, I mean, I give him credit. They picked it up in the second half a little bit, looked a little more fluent. Deep ball was really nice to Shaheed earlier in the game. But there's still so much shit needs to be cleaned up. But to me, I still go back to coaching. When you're refusing to give Taysom Hill the ball, when you're one-dimensional, when you don't use the screen like you should, I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know how many times I got to see a route on first down where the receiver is going towards the sideline on a 4-yard, you know, like a slash play. And I'm like, man, why is that the design on first down? Why are we not trying to get a little more than that? Yeah. Why are we settling for a 4-yard out
so
route?
Dave, look, you've been a big supporter of Carl. We know that. And you know he's had his I'm agreeing with you, but he's had his ups and downs. But now that it's towards the end of the season, what is really your take on him this year, really?
See, and that's what. And here's the thing, man. Honestly, dude, I'm not a massive Carr supporter. I always thought he was an okay quarterback. I thought he was like that 15 to 18 area, like out of the 32 teams. I still think he's that guy. What I was hoping for is he would be this dude that would elevate his game, you know, coming to a supposed better situation than when he was with the Raiders. And I thought, okay, well, hey, good line, good defense, coaching, we don't know, but better players around him. Let's be real. Yeah. So I was hoping he would elevate his game. And, you know, it's been pretty much the same Derek Carr we've seen with the Raiders. And I just don't – you're not going to win a Super Bowl with that guy the way he's playing. He needed to elevate, and he hasn't. And I don't know if it's Carmichael's fault. I don't know if it's just that he is who he is, and that's it. But I don't know if I was really – I mean, it may sound like I'm defending him at times, but I'm disappointed in a lot of other areas of the team. And I think fans have just been like, hey, it's Derek Carr's fault. It's Derek Carr's fault. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Why are we giving up, you know, 500 yards on defense? Why Alvin Kamara disappears fucking 3 out of every 4 games? Why do they not give Taysom the ball? Why does Olave drop passes? Why do the blocking guy, you know, the guys up front miss blocks the way they do? Where's the downfield blocking non-existent? You know, so to me, it's a lot of shit, dude. It's a lot of holes. Carr hasn't been great, but it's a lot of other shit, and everybody's looking one-track mind.
I know. I want to go back to the Taysom Hill thing. I think another thing is that play became so predictable, it wasn't even funny anymore. They didn't even try to set nothing else up. I mean, when Taysom came in the Hill, 98% of the time they were going to run it. What's the odds? Just play the run. I mean, the odds are going to be in your favor. They never try to set up any passes or even set up a run. Let him pass a couple times before he actually. No, it was always like 98% of the time he was going to run it.
Yeah, you're right.
And it started to people starting to catch on.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Fatty. You're right. Thank you for joining us, Kenny. Make sure to share and like the page. Listen, I agree. Look, the offense has come predictable. I can't believe. I mean, I agree with you 100% on that, Fatty. I mean, there's nothing unique about this offense anymore. I mean, this is basically guys calling Sean Payton's old playbook, and that's what it is.
And what Dave was saying about Derek Carr is, I'll even take it a step further. If he was average with the Raiders, he comes to a better situation with better talent offensively and does worse. What's that tell you? I mean, if he's doing worse with more, I mean, I wouldn't even put him up there with the Trent Dilfers at this point.
Go ahead, Dave.
Can we pull up Carr's? I mean, it's funny because, man, you look at the numbers, and that's what I'm saying. Stuff doesn't add up completely because, I mean, it's just almost like the Russell Wilson thing. Like Russell Wilson, you know, I know we're going to talk about that, I'm sure, and we talked a little bit last night, but dude, it's like these guys, they're not playing great, but they're not playing terrible either. Like there's a lot worse quarterback playing in the league right now. And it's just, I mean, I wanted more from Carr. He's not beating those expectations, but you know what I'm saying? It feels like something's wrong, you know?
I think the same thing. I think you can say the same thing about Denver as the Saints and other teams. Just because you go out and get an average quarterback, put him on a bad offense, it's still a bad offense.
Yeah, it just seems like this team is not playing for the head coach. It seems like there's just a lot of mistakes, man. I mean, you find ways to lose games, and that's what bad teams and badly coached teams do, man. And that's what we're doing.
And I know we got other things going on around the league. And I know, Dave, you said the Saints can't afford to get rid of Carr, but at this point, you may have to move on, dude.
I think the difference between what Denver's doing, it's more of an internal issue. You know, we saw that thing that Pancho put up earlier. You know, they wanted him to restructure the contract. He didn't. So it became personal more
Well,
so.
who
And
wants to?
Sean Payton and Russ can't work together. But to me, with this thing with the Saints, I mean, the problem with
Well,
I
you
don't
know
know what
what,
Denver's
But
cap
Dave, not to
situation.
cut you off, the thing that they want to restructure, they want him to restructure, and then they want to cut him. That's what the whole deal with the balls down.
Right. Yeah, no, it's screwed up all around, man. It really is. I mean, but it's basically telling you Denver's going to draft a quarterback because if you're going to eat $30 million of dead cap, the only way you can kind of offset that is by drafting a rookie
They said
quarterback, paying him a
today
rookie
they
contract.
said exact numbers, $39 million next year.
And if I'm a Saints fan, there's no way I want to do that with Derek Carr. I at least give Derek Carr an opportunity. Hopefully, you fire Carmichael or something. You get a new coordinator in there. I'd love a new coaching staff, but I know that's probably not going to happen. But start Carr off, have the rookie quarterback behind him. Well, if Carr plays great, you got a great problem going forward. You got a rookie that can sit behind a guy that's getting his shit together and let this rookie kind of, groom himself. But and if Carr sucks, if he's not much different from what he is now, then hey, you go on to the rookie quarterback. But to me, and at the very worst, you have an expensive backup for 1 year, then you move on from Carr and cut him and chop the dead money at that point. But the dead money he has this year and next year is nothing you could do about it. I think he needs to stay on the roster because you're gonna. That's why we're at this problem now. While we're at this crossroads, we cut so much dead cap, man. That it's hitting us every year. All this money we're kicking down the road.
Yeah, man. Look,
actually, he's having a typical Derek Carr year. I got it right here. I mean, this year's 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Yeah. That's pretty average for him.
Right.
I mean, but the only thing he's underachieving is the yards itself. He's got 3,400 for the year.
Yeah.
He usually average. I mean, I'm looking at it close to about, if I had to average it out, about 3,900.
So he'll need a big last
but look, y'all
no, he's playing Derek Carr numbers. So
but y'all looking at, but
he
y'all
should have been better this year.
But I hate when people do that. And by the way, I want to tell my boy Steven, congrats, man. Your son being home. His son's in the military. His son just got back home, man. I know you're enjoying that. Awesome. Congrats. Thank you for his services too, man.
Yes, listen, sir.
Everybody wants to look at the numbers, but just do the eyeball test. His whole offense hasn't played good as a whole all year long.
You know it could be too. We didn't watch Raider games like we watch Saints games, so we didn't really actually see the real Derek Carr until he's here, because now we're analyzing. Yeah. I mean, every time
he's not playing, but I think we can all agree he's not the answer. This team ain't going nowhere.
Oh, no one's saying that. I mean, I said that from the fucking get-go.
Now I will say this. I mean, here's the thing. You start off the year. I mean, because let's be real. I mean, there's been people. We've had to Winston, Taysom Hill, Andy Dalton. We've given excuses for everybody. But I mean, I had to hear about from other podcasts whine about Jameis having a back injury. That I mean, look. Carr's banged up. Let's be real. And I'm not doing this, dude. I'm not trying to defend Derek Carr here, but we got to call it both ways. This dude had concussions. He had the shoulder injury. We see guys missing time with that same shoulder injury. He didn't have Kamara the first 3 games of the season. It's a new team, new system.
Yeah.
And he's got one of the worst play callers in the league calling plays for him. He's had an offensive line that can't fucking block. A first-round pick, Trevor Penning, who's sitting on a bench collecting space. I mean, let's be real. I mean, there's a lot of fucking problems here. And I'm not defending Carr, but we got to keep it real.
Well, my thing is this, too. I don't want them to draft a rookie and him have to come and learn behind either Winston or Carr and Pete Carmichael as a coach or anything else.
I mean, but like I said, I just brought the numbers. So he's playing Derek Carr numbers.
Right.
So, I mean,
he is,
he's not going to get any better. I mean, if anybody thinks he's in his 6, but he's been in the league for a while. I mean,
he's been in the league almost 10 years or so. Right around that mark,
6, 9
years.
I
mean, and it hasn't changed. I mean, it's not good.
No, and that's why.
But I agree with you, Dave. We can't just put the blame on Carr because it's not fair.
No, we can't. There's a lot of shit wrong with
but we could agree that he's just not the quarterback.
Well, Dave just said that he's not.
No, I'm saying we can all agree on that.
Like
there is no answer at quarterback.
Oh, it goes back. It starts at the top. It starts with Dennis Allen. So.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a moron.
And clean house and do that. But listen, I want to jump on that topic with the Denver Broncos. First of all, I want to say this, and as a human being, I don't like about this, and it's a 2-part thing. I don't like the way Sean Payton acted and treated and belittled Russell Wilson on the sideline in that game. I think that was I think that was very embarrassing.
Oh well, you get paid a fucking $100 million.
But listen, but hear me out.
All right, my eye, dude, for $100 million. Okay?
Listen,
I gotta take Saturday on that one.
Listen to me. He never once in his career, and I've seen Drew Brees have some bad games. He's never did that to Drew Brees on the sideline.
Because you're talking about two different personalities.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. Drew Brees.
Yeah, one has a better.
You cannot compare Drew Brees' character to Russell Wilson's.
Right.
Don't even go there.
Right.
Don't even.
Really? One lives.
There's a reason Seattle got rid of him.
You're talking about characters. One lives life the right way. I don't know how Drew Brees lives his life.
And even if Drew Brees was arrogant, he could back it up.
He's arrogant, but he lives the life the right way.
Yeah,
but look, Richie. Yeah, no doubt.
But he never showed disrespect to his coach.
But Pete Carroll knew to get rid of him, and look, Pete Carroll's been in the playoffs without Russell Wilson.
Disrespect? How did Russell Wilson show disrespect?
I'm just saying. Okay, come on, Drew Brees.
But Richie, there's something behind closed doors because if Pete Carroll got rid of him. Well, let's be real. He won a Super Bowl with Pete Carroll and the Seahawks. They got rid of him for a reason, and they've been in the playoffs.
I agree with Lance just said. Sean Payton is an ignoramus.
But so what? He's earned it. He's the coach.
He's earned what? What is he? Why do y'all say he earned it? What the hell did he earn? One Super Bowl with all them? One Super Bowl. One Super Bowl.
I mean, Richie, but here's my thing. We give a lot of coaches praise that just won one Super Bowl. I mean, winning a Super Bowl is not easy. We act like so many coaches have done it. How many different coaches have even won a Super Bowl?
No. If Sean Payton, we could get him right now, I'd be begging him to come back.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And anybody who says otherwise has got to check their freaking mental health.
And if he came back,
because I don't think Sean Payton's a pimple on Mike Tomlin's ass.
If he came back, I'd be like, keep Derek Carr one more year.
Mike Tomlin's a way better coach. Mike Tomlin's a way better coach than Sean Payton. I don't care what nobody says.
I don't know if I'd say way better. I like Mike Tomlin. I really do. I think Tomlin's in that top tier, but I think Sean Payton's there as well.
He's never had a losing season. How many losing seasons Sean Payton had?
Not many.
But Richie, here's the thing too. I think Mike Tomlin's always had a better
7-9.
Wait, no. Mike Tomlin's had to have a losing season.
Never.
I think he's had a losing. Yeah, he had to.
Never once.
You sure about that, Rich?
100% sure.
It seems like they've had a losing season.
17 years, you can Google it. Say
not one losing season.
17 years, he's never had a losing season. Facts.
Man, I had to Google it, man.
Everybody talks about that. Dave, everybody talks about that. He's never had a losing season.
I mean, he's a great coach. I'm not doubting. I've always put Mike Tomlin.
Okay, I
put him up there at the top.
Since you didn't know he never had a losing season in 17 years, how much greater is that then?
I mean, listen. Here's my thing. All right, so okay.
You don't think that's a great accomplishment to never have a losing season in 17 years?
That's a great accomplishment. I mean, what Sean Payton had 2, 3,
4.
No, but how did
we what? I'll take. Yeah, but okay,
what years fair. Let's look at Sean Payton's records. Remember, one of those years wasn't him.
And Sean Payton had arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history.
Yeah, and to be fair, Sean Payton is also the greatest coach in Saints history with a landslide. I mean.
Wait, what?
Yeah, but Richie, we're not counting the year that Joe Vitt and Cromer and those numbnuts took over the team.
Is the greatest Saints head coach of all time.
I'm not debating that.
There's no debate.
Richie, can we pull up Peyton's stats? Because I want to see. I'm thinking 2 or 3 lost years, 2 or 3 years under 500.
What? Dude,
I don't think it's.
We have multiple 7-9 seasons. We have multiple 7-9 seasons.
Man, I don't know why I would say maybe, I don't know, man, 2, 3, maybe 3 stands out. You saying it's 4 is what it's showing?
Yeah.
So what years are y'all, is it pulling up the suspension year? That's the question.
Well, I mean, he was suspended, but that don't go on his record. He was suspended.
Well, no, I'm just saying, but I mean, like, if we're looking at Saints records, we got to throw that 1 year out of it.
But what I'm saying is Sean Payton had an all-time great quarterback his whole time here in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
He should have won a lot more games.
Look, is Sean Payton Bill Belichick? Absolutely not. I mean, is he Andy Reid? Absolutely not.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
His win-loss record of all time is 159-97.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. That's pretty good. I mean, look, the dude's a damn good head coach. I mean, he's not Andy Reid. He's not Bill Belichick. Look, and I'll give you – look, Richie, I'm not like saying it. I'd probably put Tomlin ahead of him, but I don't think it's a different stratosphere. I think Belichick and Reid, and then it's like everybody else. I mean, I think, like, you got a lot of great head coaches now. I think Shanahan's a great head coach. I think we just got out-coached by one, Sean McVay. But Tomlin, yeah, absolutely, dude. Tomlin's
Yeah,
probably my top.
everybody agrees with me. Everybody's saying good riddance, Sean Payton. Nobody wants that dude back.
I think.
Actually,
and what have we had since he left? What have we had since we left? It's been dark days the past 2 years.
Tomlin is 171 to 100.
So he's okay.
As more
and what we said,
losses
Peyton
and
was
more
going.
wins.
What?
Hold on, let me go back.
So
to
Tomlin, what is his winning percentage versus Peyton? That's a good curiosity.
It's pretty good. He's never had a losing season.
Well, no. I mean, I get that, but I mean, if Peyton, it's weird, man.
Okay,
I got them both
pretty
high.
much
I mean,
Tomlin-
I'd probably put Tomlin higher, but it's not a big
Tomlin
difference
has
to me.
12. Tomlin has 12 more wins and 3 more losses. So they're even.
So they're pretty
Let's be
damn
real.
close.
They're even. Yeah. I mean, they're
pretty damn close.
So that's a season technically.
But
Peyton,
Tomlin also, but Sean Payton also had, like I said, arguably a top 5 quarterback all time.
Hey, Richie, he had Ben Roethlisberger, dude. He had Ben Roethlisberger.
Really? You putting that on
Richie,
that level?
Ben Roethlisberger is a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. And not to mention, dude, the Pittsburgh front office is one of the best organizations.
He's not that good. He's not nowhere near compared to Drew Brees. Come on, man.
He's not Drew Brees, but he's a Hall of Fame. We all know. I put him in the Hall of Fame.
Dave, Pittsburgh was all about the run game. You and I both know that.
Ben Roethlisberger had some good. Ben Roethlisberger made like 5 Pro Bowls. I mean, that dude's a hell of a quarterback. He had a great career. Ben Roethlisberger had some yards, bro.
Once again, look, Lance just said Sean Payton left because his meal ticket retired in Drew Brees.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, let's be real. I mean, but why? Look, here's my thing. We get pissed off at anybody that leaves fucking South Louisiana. We need to get over that shit first off. I'm sorry.
Why do it? Why do it?
Because no other fan base does this shit. We're the most attached motherfuckers when it comes to that. Hey, congratulate the guy for bringing us from. Hey, we can go back to Jim Haslett with fucking Aaron Brooks and lose 14 games.
A player can't be loyal?
He fucking 15 years of his life. That's pretty fucking loyal to me.
Okay,
I mean, it's not like he left here after winning a Super Bowl and went for a better situation. He stayed for another fucking 10 plus years. Like the guy.
We're talking about Sean
Jameis
Payton.
Winston, Taysom Hill, and whoever the fuck was in there was my quarterback. If I want to take a year off, I would.
So you don't blame Sean Payton for leaving his team like he did?
Fuck no, not at all.
The way he left
Absolutely
it in
not. I blame fucking the front office for fucking not drafting fucking better
Sean
players.
Payton had a lot to do with that. Sean Payton had a lot of pull.
He did, but I'm saying, listen, you went in hard for the second Super Bowl with Brees, and I'll never fucking deny that.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, you can have Sean Payton. I didn't have Sean Payton as a top 10 coach of all time. Not even my list.
I mean, of all time, that's kind of a tough stretch.
I'd have to wait till his complete career's over.
Right.
I got Bill Parcells.
I don't have him in the top 10 of all time. I got him in the top 10 in the league.
I got Parcells ahead of Sean Payton.
Bill Parcells is my number one, man.
I mean, we talk about
what?
Richie, that's like saying fucking comparing Alvin Kamara to Walter Payton. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's like I think we're getting a little crazy.
Dude, I think Bill Parcells is the greatest coach of all time.
Bill Parcells is top 5.
The man went everywhere and he went and he accomplished what he went there to do. He look at all the people he never left a bad team. The team was always better.
I got Andy Reid, my all-time best coach.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Andy Reid's in my top 5 or 10, probably somewhere in there.
And Andy Reid's gotten very lucky with the players he's gotten in his life.
How's that? How's that?
He's gotten 2 franchise quarterbacks. Not many coaches even get 1 in their fucking coaching careers.
Well, none of them coaches you name didn't have a good quarterback.
No,
well, I think they all going to have good quarterbacks. That's what I'm saying. You got Parcells with Sims and Aikman. I mean, John
Gruden didn't have a great quarterback and won a Super Bowl. So.
I do have Parcells in my top. I'm not debating that with you. I do have Parcells in my top.
Let's look at. I mean, like I'm about to go on to the next one. I'm having a mind screw moment here, but Jimmy Johnson was a hell of a coach, man. I mean, there's a lot of people say Jimmy Johnson
what I didn't like about this is just my opinion. What I didn't like about the Sean Payton era was Sean Payton had to go out and get a great defensive coordinator before his teams could move on. That's what
but why? Who's a great defensive coordinator?
He spent all kinds of money on Greg Williams.
But you know what?
Greg Williams was solid. Greg Williams was never a top tier defensive coordinator.
He was the highest paid defensive coordinator at the time, David.
I mean, that don't mean you're the best at what you do if you're the highest paid. Daniel Jones makes a lot more money than fucking 90% of the quarterbacks in the league, and he's probably the 28th best quarterback in the league.
But to be fair,
I don't look at pay scale so much.
He didn't keep anybody who was his friend. He would fire your ass.
I think people have short memories of how great this guy was.
I mean, Haslett couldn't part with coaches. That's what hurt his career. Mora couldn't part with coaches.
Look at the fucking disaster we got now.
Man,
I mean,
look at
you'll
the shit
probably have
we
the
got
same
going
group of
on right
assholes
now.
on our team next year.
Sean Payton, he would cut your ass. He would. Nope, not working for him.
That's not true.
Bullshit.
No, Sean Payton. Look, if you
Okay,
fucked around,
okay. Well,
Sean
what
Payton
happened?
got
Listen
your
to me.
ass.
Listen to me. Can we all agree? Drew Brees in a playoff game threw 4 interceptions in one game. He should have been benched.
Dude, you're not gonna have many coaches that would bench Drew Brees, though. I mean,
Why
I know
not?
what you. Are we
Well,
talking
he's
about
not
the
doing
Minnesota
it,
game?
and the coach is not doing his job. You got to look at the betterment.
But Richie, but you got to look at it this way. Like, do I have a better shot with Drew Brees with one possession, or do I have a better shot with Taysom Hill or whoever else is a backup in that year?
We all agree if Taysom Hill stays in that playoff game, they win that
No,
game.
look, and I agree with that too.
There ain't no guarantee.
Look, I'll say this, Richie. You know I'm a big Taysom fan. I think Taysom should have more touches, but it still should have been Drew's drive for sure. But Taysom should have had more opportunities.
He looked bad.
He did. I mean, look, it's just, but man, if Patrick Mahomes throws 3 interceptions on 3 straight drives, you think Andy Reid's taking him out in the playoffs? Hell no.
Well, I mean, look.
It isn't like college or high school where you just replace the kid. No, when you got franchise all-offensive quarterbacks, you don't replace them.
Lance just said Wilson did them right. Don't restructure, screw them.
No, I mean, and I'm not taking a side here. I mean, I like Sean Payton. I like Russell Wilson as well. I mean, it's an ugly situation. They don't like each other, apparently. Russ, I mean, it goes to the front office as well, though. I mean, it's beyond Payton, So, I mean, there's other people, John Elway,
I just don't like
doors.
how Sean Payton has handled this. I just don't like how Sean Payton has handled this whole, not just with Russell Wilson, with the team as a whole. Talking about Nathaniel Hackett, just his mouth, Sean Payton. He just don't need his.
But he's got that team a lot better, Richie, than what they were last year.
Does he? Does he?
They doubled their win total.
He just benched his quarterback.
You know what? You just made the point. That's what's wrong with the fucking NFL today. One thing of the biggest gripes. I didn't like how I talked to Nathaniel Hackett. Fucking grow up. Big Bro's a fucking
exactly.
dog.
We're a bunch of twats. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't say that.
Okay, Fatty. So listen. So I hear what you're saying. So there was an NFL player retired now. He said if Sean Payton would have did that to me in a South Side, I would have laid him out. So you have a right to do that?
Well, and that guy would have never played another game of NFL football.
You think you're gonna lay him out? Go lay him the fuck out. Don't talk shit.
Yeah.
Go
Thank
do
you.
it.
I mean, Richie, one guy saying it don't mean that's like when Kendrick Perkins says something or
I think there should be more. I think there should be more fighting between coaches and players. I think you should.
No, I mean, but look, let's be real. I mean, we get mad. I mean, it's like the same. It's like a double standard sometimes. Like everybody was pissed with Derek Carr yelling at Chris Olave, but yet you were okay with Jameis Winston reaming Traquan Smith.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think they got to handle that right then and there. If a grown man talks to you like that, whether you're on TV, team, fight right there, right then and there.
Look, it's a respect factor too. I mean, look,
fight it the fuck out, Duke. Get the fuck
and look,
out.
I applaud Russell Wilson for taking it the way he did. I mean, look, it is what it is. I mean, look, both guys are going to be somewhere else. What I'd like to talk about is where the hell. I mean, we can talk all this shit and all this, but where's Russell Wilson end up next year? That's what I'm more curious about.
Steven just said Steven just put in comments they benched Russell Wilson because of his contract. Is that true?
That is
true.
No,
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, look, dude, they're setting up for the future. They're making a statement.
Making sure his ass is nice and healthy walking out that.
Well, you're gonna pay. Well, he gets paid no matter what, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I mean that's what I'm saying. I'm not picking a side. I'm just saying it is what it is. I mean, but
why don't Sean Payton? Well, Sean Payton needs to turn around to that front office that he's working for now and say y'all royally screwed this team.
No, he's actually. I think he's trying to fix it.
Yeah,
no, but I'm saying the people that he works for is the one that gave Wilson that contract.
No, absolutely. So they gave him a lot to
fix it now. I mean, I think we said this at the beginning of the season. You couldn't expect Denver to be changed overnight.
So, Fatty, are you saying that Sean Payton should look at the front office of Denver and say, y'all a bunch of fucking morons?
No, I wouldn't think he's saying that. He's like, let's just fix it now.
Let's fix it. Yeah, I mean, Richie, would you rather go be a 6-win, 7-win team for the next 3 years and just take the rest of that contract?
So I'm going to give the floor to you, Dave. How do you fix it in 2 years, the money you owe Russell Wilson?
So, I mean, you're going to eat it next year. You're going to draft a rookie quarterback.
Year 2, you're going to eat it too. Year 2, you're going to eat it again.
Well, you're going to eat. Well, the dead money starts disappearing after the next 2 years.
Dave, he hasn't even gotten into the contract extension that he signed last year.
No, but Richie, the dead cap's all forward. They're paying him his dead cap figure. Go look at on Spot Track, Russell Wilson contract. He's got like 150 million of dead cap between last year and this year. Like his
But
dead
y'all
cap.
sugarcoat it, but you're only sugarcoating when it comes to Russell Wilson. Sugarcoat it when it comes to Derek
But
Carr.
listen, dead cap. When you don't have dead cap, it's easier to release a guy against the salary cap. The dead cap is the problem. That's what
I'm not disagreeing with you.
State of fuckery that we're in.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but it's a simple question, yes or no. Is Derek Carr, is Russell Wilson costing him more money, dead money, than Derek Carr with the Saints?
Russell Wilson.
And they're both in the same situation.
So, okay.
Yeah, and both organizations are idiots. No one's
listen, Richie, if that's what they want to do, more power to him. He wants a rookie quarterback. He wants to groom his guy. He feels that him and Russ don't have the vibe.
Why can't you say the same thing about the Saints?
But what do you mean? Well, we don't have the same situation.
Cut Derek Carr, move on with a rookie quarterback, and that's it.
Well, I don't think everybody's been saying that.
No, Dave said they're not doing that.
Well, they're not going to do it. Carr will be a Saint next year.
You got to remember what Dave thinks is going to happen, and what Dave's opinion are two different things. He may want that, but that don't mean the Saints are going to do it. We all want it.
What do y'all think they're going to do with Derek Carr? I want to hear. What do y'all think?
I think they are outright cutting Derek Carr.
I think they're going to keep him 1 year at least.
I think they keep him 1 more year and draft a quarterback. That would be the smartest thing.
Listen, the fans have spoken.
They can still draft a quarterback.
The fans can speak all they want. Richie, you have a lot of fans, and fans. Hey, it's all about fans. We're all fans. But fans don't want an organization. You know what I'm saying? We got
to. So fans speak it loudly. 50% of your season.
Richie, if it was up to the fans, we'd draft fucking every player from LSU.
On average, right now, they're saying 50% of the season ticket holders are not renewing next year.
Hey, win football games. Simple as that. They start winning, they'll be back.
If you're going to get a rookie quarterback, now's the time to get it because you got Derek Carr for 1 more year. You don't have to throw the kid to the wolves because your offensive line's not there yet. So now it would be the time to do it.
Yeah. Y'all are just so scared to move on. It's like unreal.
But Richie, Richie, why would you move on though? Why would you move on? You need a backup quarterback, right?
Because I want to. I want a rookie.
So if this rookie gets hurt, you just have Taysom and you lose Taysom in that role. What do you mean you don't care? You have to have a backup quarterback.
It don't have to be him.
Quarterback, Richie, you know.
Well, Richie, you're paying him $34 million, whatever the dead cap is.
Why isn't Denver thinking the same way?
Because it's a fucking personal issue, Richie. It's not about fucking just the contract. It's a personal issue.
Now it's personal, really?
It's been a personal issue. They obviously don't vibe. That's why you wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't.
What makes you think they vibe with Carr?
Because we don't. Who's saying?
Dave, I can tell you 100%. I can tell you 100%.
I don't see Dennis Allen and him.
And I'm gonna say this very clearly, and I swear on everything. This is 100% fact.
Richie, you're the same guy that's telling me Jameis Winston's going to get a contract extension, which is never going to happen.
Listen to me. I know for a fact there are people in the Saints management that cannot stand Derek Carr, and that's 100% fact.
And you know what? That could be true, but
why did they go pay him this money? You met the guy. You met the guy. You know what he's about. You had interviews with him. You just didn't sign him without meeting him or talking to him.
Because what they signed up for, they didn't get.
No, but listen, Sean Payton came into a job where that quarterback was already there. He doesn't like that situation. He's telling you that. The front office wanted him to dictate some contract changes and do some things. And
so we're just going to go through another year like this next year.
No, Richie, here's my thing. So what do you? So you cut Derek Carr and you have $34 million. What does cut Derek Carr do?
I don't care. You're rebuilding. I would rather rebuild.
But Richie, you have to rebuild and get players, man. Like, look. I don't know what Denver's cap situation is, but I'm willing to bet.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm not just saying Derek Carr. I'm saying clean house with players, everything.
You can, but what I'm saying is, listen, Derek Carr is not. I don't think Derek Carr doesn't strike me as a problem in the locker room. He seems like a pretty good guy.
Oh my God, it's got nothing to do with that. It's got everything to do with.
No, but Richie, here's my thing though. But like Fatty's saying, why not? Well, you're cutting him and you're losing. You're sending more dead money down the road. This is the problem we're in. Why we lost Teron Armstead, Marcus Williams, Trey Henderson.
You think everybody in that locker room's Kumbaya will call you crazy?
I don't care if they are or they're not. As a general manager, my job would be to put the best team on the field. I don't give a shit if Johnny don't like
say the same thing. I don't care about that. Russell Wilson can say
the same thing. But Richie, here's the problem. But okay, so where's the story about Derek Carr and Dennis Allen having problems, or a front office, or a player?
Where's the story about Russell Wilson and Sean Payton having problems?
But Richie, we're talking who? What are you talking about?
You just said the issue with Russell Wilson is contract. Nothing personal.
No, it's contract and it's personal. Absolutely. Because they're fucking yelling at each other on the sideline, and
No,
this happened
only
2
one
weeks
person
later.
yelling. Only one person yelling.
Russell
Well,
Wilson's
yeah, the
contract.
person that matters the fucking most, Sean Payton.
Really?
It's the person that matters the most. Absolutely.
So
You're
the one
fucking
that's
head
yelling,
coach.
so the one that's yelling is in the right, correct?
Absolutely. If he wants to yell, if he's pissed off about something that's not being carried out of the game plan,
Stop.
if he's
Come
pissed
on,
off
man.
that Russell Wilson's look, there's a
Man,
reason he's
stop.
yelling. He's not yelling at him because of the shoes he wore.
Listen,
It's something bad that happened.
You giving Sean Payton a pass for a piece of shit that he is.
But why? Okay, so why? Give me a reason why you would take.
You
Russell
don't want to.
Wilson's
You don't
side.
want to speak of all of.
I'm
You
not
don't want
taking
to
a
speak.
side here. But I'm
Listen,
telling you what's
no,
happening.
you don't. No, Dave. You don't want to speak of all the drama that Sean Payton had in New Orleans while he was there too. You want to go personal with Sean Payton? We can do that too.
What do we?
Or you want to
I
go
don't even
personal?
know.
We can go personal with Sean Payton's life too if you want to do that.
Richie getting the
I don't even
crazy
know
eyes.
I know, Richie. What relevance does this have to anything? I mean, seriously. Jesus, like, what do we? I don't even know what we're doing. It seems like we like. It's like Mike Detillier who puts me to fucking sleep on WWL. He's like that fucking uncle at a crawfish bowl you want to tell just to shut the fuck up.
To be honest, the Broncos are in serious way more financial hurt with Wilson than Carr.
Well, they will be. They will be. But look, dude. I mean, I'm listening to WWL talk about this and put me to sleep the last couple of days, and it's like it's plain and fucking simple. There's somebody that Sean Payton wants in his fucking draft. He wants to move on from Wilson. He doesn't want to deal with the bullshit. They don't like each other. It's no problem if guys don't like each other. The head coach and the quarterback. He didn't handpick Russell Wilson to be his quarterback. Now he's going to go handpick the rookie quarterback in the future. What's wrong with that? They can eat dead cap. That's their own fucking problem. I don't care which dead cap they eat. I know we don't want to eat dead cap because it's why we're fucked up right now. It's eating all the dead cap.
Lance, let's trade Carr for Wilson.
Yeah, we'll be taking on more money.
I mean,
we got to take on the money too, Lance. Right?
Well, to me, it's real simple. You keep Carr and you draft a fucking rookie quarterback.
I don't even think the Saints
it's very simple.
Take Wilson with that contract.
If I was listen to me. If I was Derek Carr, I wouldn't want to play for. I wouldn't want to play for a fan base that clearly don't like you.
No, but Richie, here's my thing, and I think that's what I'm saying. But we go back to the unfairness. Why the fuck? I mean, listen, Carr hasn't been the worst quarterback in the league, but we're treating this guy like he's like we were this fucking winning team. We've been shit the last couple of years.
Dave, do you know that?
His contract sucks. It does. But I mean, why are we hating this guy? Why is he the public enemy number one with Saints fans when we have so many problems?
Did you hear the story Bobby Abad said on WWL that Derek Carr was in a grocery store with his kids and he was getting booed in front of his kids? That's terrible.
I hope not. I mean, if anybody that did that's a real asshole. I swear.
That's just a jerk off.
Listen, I mean, this guy's not a terrible human, dude. I mean, I don't care who likes him, who doesn't like him. I mean, the guy's shown enough. He's got enough respect around the league where teams wanted this guy.
I agree. You shouldn't. I agree. I will listen. As bad as I thought Carr played on the field, he is a great human being. I would.
We didn't even do that.
I mean, but here's my thing.
Didn't do that to Aaron Brooks.
Right. I mean,
hey, hold up, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, y'all act like this motherfucker's got 8 touchdowns and 19 interceptions. Is completing 50% of his passes. This dude is not awful. He's not good. I'm not putting him in a good lane, but he's not bad either. He's mediocre as fuck. Yeah. He's the same guy he's been for the last 9 years.
And that's all he's ever going to be.
Just like Jameis is not a starting quarterback 7 years, 8 years in. Derek Carr is just a mediocre quarterback 8, 9 years in. It's the same shit. Andy Dalton is who he is at this point. Very rarely do you have these situations with these late bloomers like Geno Smith. We know who they usually are by like year 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? Some can get better, no doubt. But I mean, we kind of know if they're worthy or not at that point. I mean, it don't take fucking 5 years. It ain't like the days of the old.
Dave,
Pittsburgh's already moving on from Kenny Pickett. Mike Tomlin's smart. He sees Kenny Pickett ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? He's moving on.
Dave, Washington's moving on from your guy too.
They look like they are. And I think I'll say this, that's fucking unfair because if you watch a game, hey, look, Pickett's been shit. He's been dog shit.
Well, there's rumors that Eric Bieniemy said he is not the guy.
Well, listen, and he might not be, man. I'm telling you, but I'll tell you this: if you watch Sam Howell, that fucking defense is terrible. The offensive line's terrible.
Eric Bieniemy went on the show and said he has seen much better quarterbacks, and I think you know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, he just came from the best quarterback of all time, possibly. I mean, look, dude, Sam Howell's getting a raw fucking deal. I think he's had a nice year, all said and done. Interception's a little high, but this is basically his rookie season. And this kid's got no fucking offensive line, no consistent run game. His defense that he plays on, the team that he plays on is like one of the worst defenses in the league. I mean, dude, I don't think Ron Rivera is a good head coach anymore. I think his best days are behind him. But I mean,
agree.
I think Howell's got a raw deal, but Kenny Pickett, dude, you've got some talent around you. You have a really good defense. You got one of the best head coaches.
There was rumors that Russell Wilson could hook up in Pittsburgh.
You know where Russell Wilson? That's really fucking interesting, Richie. I mean, that's a great fit. And I'll tell you another fit that I think, and people aren't going to like it, but if I'm Terry Fontenot, I'm fucking calling him up. I'm calling him up from the Falcons, and I'm still drafting a rookie quarterback. Because, I mean, imagine you go from a quarterback room that's got Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke to Russell Wilson and Jaden Daniels.
It's just. I think we all agree, and we can't, like I said, we can't just put all the blame on Carr. I'm just ready to move on from all these old guys.
No, I mean, look, I would feel better, like Fatty said earlier. I'm not defending Carr all the way here, but I would like to see. I know we're not going to replace Dennis Allen, but I'd like to see this guy next year with new coaching staff. Draft a quarterback, and look, if this guy plays his ass off in 4 or 5 games in a row to start the season, great. We got, like I said, you got a good situation. You got a young quarterback in house, and Carr keep giving him the keys to the car. But if he sucks, then you got the backup kid in house. You can move on at that point. You can cut Carr the following year and eat less dead money.
It's interesting. What do they have us projected drafting right now?
I don't even know.
I mean, we're top 15 for sure. I think we're like in that 13, 14, maybe even higher.
They're gonna have to move up if they get.
I mean, they're gonna have to move up to get. They're gonna have to move up to get Jaden Daniels.
And I'll tell you, dude, it's the worst nightmare. Atlanta getting Jaden Daniels is our worst nightmare. It could happen.
Here's the real question people should be asking themselves: do you want Dennis Allen to draft Jaden Daniels?
No, I just said that.
I mean, we're gonna have to pick and choose here. Do we want a new coach or we want a new quarterback?
I think you definitely need a head coach first. I think you need to draft a quarterback. I think that head coach needs to see the guy he wants. Well, I don't trust Dennis Allen having reign over another draft.
It's all speculations, and we all have friends in the business. We know we talk to guys, and I've heard if Dennis Allen don't make the playoffs, he's getting fired, dude.
I would hope that's the case, but I just got a weird feeling.
I would fire his ass if he made the fucking playoffs.
No, he's going to make the playoffs by a technicality. If he does, here's the thing, Dave. Like you said, here's the thing. If you go into the situation with a new head coach, who's to say he wants Derek Carr as his quarterback?
Well, that's what's we're looking at the same situation as Denver right now.
Yeah,
I mean, you giving Carr, and look, if Derek Carr starts the season 5-0 and is playing his ass off, I don't think the head coach is going to have a gripe. Now, if he's 1-4 and he's putting up worse numbers than he is now, then that coach is going to make that move, and it's going to be great. It's fine, and we finish next year the way with Carr as the number 2 quarterback. You move on from the next offseason. I mean, but you got to give Carr. Here's my thing, man. You invested this much. You got to just hope that he turns it around. Look, dude, I watch. I'm a big fucking baseball fan. There's a pitcher on the Cubs. He's fucking been terrible. We only played 1 year with us so far, but he was fucking atrocious. But I know he's still going to be one of your starting pitchers because you invested so much money into him. You have to hope that it was just a down year and they turn it around. And you hope in Derek Carr maybe with a better coordinator, a little more talent, maybe an offensive line or something. Maybe he figures it out. But I would still have that rookie quarterback.
So Steven Lucian just said that he thinks John Gruden's going to be your next head coach.
I've been saying that. I bet that's the only chance we got if you want to keep Carr.
Yeah. I mean, there's some reason that he's been lingering around the training camp area like a rapist. I mean, he's there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not just sitting there because he's got nothing else to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's sitting there creeping around with his fucking visor, smirking and shit. I mean, there's a reason he's doing it, I think he's looking at, hey, and dude, if John Gruden comes in, hey, I'm all for it, whatever it is, man. I mean, I think, I think that's a good option, man. I'm
going to tell you right now, everybody's going to get their wish because I'm almost certain Pete Carmichael will not return as coordinator.
I think Carmichael. I'd bet on Carmichael going. Absolutely.
I think Carmichael's retiring. I really do.
Don't.
Yeah, they'll make it. They won't fire him. They'll just say he retired. The problem with this organization, like Fatty said earlier, we're too pussified as a country.
But Dave, we don't like Carmichael here. We don't like Carmichael here. You think Sean Payton would take him in Denver?
Fuck no. He knows better than that shit.
No, but
why? That was his best buddy.
But Dave, here's the difference.
I mean, he was buddies with him.
Payton's calling the shots, though. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that because Sean Payton's calling the shots. So it wouldn't really matter.
If Pete was just a guy like to go, hey, if he wanted some more juicy fruit or just somebody to fucking yell at the quarterback.
But David, if Pete Carmichael was so bad, why didn't Sean Payton let him go years ago?
I think
was calling all the plays.
Right. Pete was just kind of like the middle guy between him and Drew. And it was a good dynamic. They had a good dynamic. It was Peyton really doing shit, Drew doing shit. Pete was just in the right place at the right fucking time. Now Pete's got to be a leader, and he's not.
But you got to give Pete Carmichael credit. When Sean Payton went through that suspension, Pete Carmichael played some good calls.
But look, Richie, it's almost like if you got a fucking mediocre cornerback and you got badass safeties. Let's look at like Brandon Browner, for instance. When you had Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas behind you, you could mask his mediocrity. And when he came to the Saints, he was dog shit. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we didn't have Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas at safety. Does that make it like? You see what I'm saying?
Dave, can I want to comment on Richie what just said.
Tell me said Carmichael was going to King's Grant.
You said Carmichael didn't do bad when Sean Payton was on suspension. Yeah, here's the difference. Drew Brees was coaching that offense on the field, not Carmichael. So
let's be honest. Drew Brees makes everybody look better.
But that's what I'm saying. You had Drew Brees calling most of the shots and Carmichael.
Yeah. Honestly, look, guys, and I agree. I think that's why Eric Bieniemy hasn't had a head coaching job yet, because people are looking at, goddamn, Mahomes is so awesome, Andy Reid's awesome. Bieniemy might just be like their version of Pete Carmichael. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he is. I think Bieniemy's a good, better coach.
I think Patrick Mahomes is missing Eric Bieniemy.
No, well, he's missing him and fucking any worthy wide receiver.
Nobody talks about who the coordinator is now over there. That stupid moron Nagy. He's terrible.
No, hey, Richie, you're right about him. Him and Carmichael need to have like a dance-off or something.
Here's Mahomes' problem. He's never learned to lose. Now he's starting to learn to lose, and then he's flipping the fuck out about it and throwing fucking sissified fits.
Yeah,
everybody loses in their career. Drew Brees.
Listen, I'm gonna tell everybody right now, and I'm sorry to say it. If y'all don't think Kelsey has lost a step, y'all crazy.
No, Richie, I think his best day, he's about to be 34. Was he 34? He's lost
34 right now. He's turning 35.
Look, I think the problem with Kansas City is you got Kadarius Toney's dog shit. Sky Moore's been a bust. I do like Rashee Rice. I like Isaiah Pacheco. I think the line's been kind of average, but dude, I think they do miss Bieniemy. Honestly, like you said, Nagy's a fucking moron. They need more receiving help. Kelsey's not the same.
I do not know how Kansas City won the Super Bowl with this team last year.
I'll tell you this. It's funny. I mean, the defense really stepped up. Mahomes was just lights out. The running game was big late. My boy Pacheco. But Kelsey was Kelsey. Look, dude, I don't know why this team didn't try to trade for like a DeAndre Hopkins. Like, why would you not offer the Titans like a second rounder next year?
These teams are just, like you said, the teams are just so stubborn. It's like
it was cockiness. It was absolute cockiness.
All right, I'm about to get real with y'all again. Here's another thing no one wants to talk about. There's more off the field distractions with the Chiefs than any other year. It's the little shit. Everybody don't look at. Everybody wants to think, oh, he's playing bad. No, there's off the field distractions this year. There's more commercials being done. All that shit fucks with players. I mean, I'm tired of fucking saying it, man.
No, Rich, it's hard. And look, dude, I don't like what they're doing right now. The way the season's ending. I mean, the receivers look like shit. Pacheco had the shoulder injury. Now he's got a concussion. Mahomes is a little rattled mentally. It looks like, and like you said, you got the constant distractions. I mean, in the NFL, just they're loving this shit right now with Taylor Swift. I mean, it's the Roger Goodell NFL. You know what I'm saying?
I was shocked to see what the Ravens did to 49ers.
I was, man. I really was. But, and I'm going to say this. I still put Brock Purdy in that top 5 or 6 area quarterback. Get a bad game.
Dave, is Brock Purdy a system quarterback?
No, I still got this dude in the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the league. The problem is everybody looks and sees a guy get his ass kicked one night. I've seen that Ravens defense years ago kick the shit out of Drew Brees, and then the next week Drew comes out and unleashes the fury. So, I mean, I think here's the thing. I think it's a loss that the 49ers need to take because they were almost too big for their britches.
So you still think
I think they learned from it.
You think Purdy's a difference maker?
Absolutely.
So you think the game? You saying game on the line? No Christian McCaffrey that he's got to step up and do. You think he can do it?
I think he's still got to give him another year. I think he deserves another year. You'll know something after next year.
You know what was interesting in that game?
But look at what he's done before that game.
Listen, he begged Kyle Shanahan to go back in that game, and Kyle Shanahan wouldn't let him go back in that game.
Well, no, and I think Shanahan's a hell of a coach. I think he's one. You talk about top coaches in the league. That guy's in my top 4.
I agree.
But I mean, dude, they're going to be fine. Listen, I mean, we always like to. It's a good story. I mean, hey, the Ravens kicked there, and the Ravens are a legit team, dude. I know Poncho takes credit. I think we all kind of built up the Ravens, and nobody was talking about them early in the season when they got off to a really good start. But
Dave, do you know Brock Do you know Brock Purdy is the last quarterback standing from last year's draft?
It's pretty wild, dude. That's what I mean. He's legit, dude. He's legit. He's worth the price of admission.
Is that
He just had
not
a
crazy?
bad
There's
game.
no start. Is that not crazy? He's the only starting quarterback in the NFL from last year's draft now.
If Howell's benched, I mean, you got Pickett benched.
All of them.
Golly, who else am I forgetting here? Desmond Ritter's terrible.
Yeah, dude. They said it today. He is the only starting quarterback out of the draft last year.
Hey, man, and look, the dude's a bad dude. I mean, I think I'm riding with Purdy all day long. I think if you ask any 49er fans, there's no way. Look, I mean, guys are going to have bad games. Mahomes will have a bad game. Man, Brady breeze.
Honestly, Dave, look, we were all high on the 49ers. I think the Ravens are just a better team.
Dude, they might be. I mean, look, it could be a Super Bowl preview, Richie, and it'd be a hell of a game.
People don't realize this. Dave, would you kind of agree with me on this? We've always said the blue collar, the rough and toughness division of the league is the Ravens division. It is.
Oh,
49, They play some serious smash mouth football in that division.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland, all of them. So maybe maybe 49ers just got bullied by a bigger bully.
They were physical, dude. I mean, they run the ball. I don't care if it's Gus Edwards or who it is. I mean, Lamar Jackson. I mean, Mark Andrews is gone.
And nobody gives credit. Everybody talks about the 49ers. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying. I think it's amazing that Mark Andrews, who's been the top 5 tight end, throughout most of his career. I mean, that dude's out right now. You got Beckham coming back from the dead. You got Zay Flowers playing.
And nobody talks about them 2 middle linebackers, dude. Nobody talks about them.
Oh yeah, I mean Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith is probably the best tandem in the league. I know Warner and your boy with San Francisco.
Man, I tell you what, Smith and Queen are freaking phenomenal, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah. Roquan's a badass, dude. I don't know what
Smith is a tackling machine, dude.
Oh, the Bears, that's a horrible move the Bears made, getting rid of that guy way too early. I'd have kept that guy for life.
Go ahead,
This
Fatty.
is the last show of the year. I got a question for both of y'all. What's been the biggest sports story of the year for y'all?
I would think it would be prime time.
Whew, I had a feeling.
In what sense? The hype that how he failed? Or
I think it's both. I think they go both hand in hand.
Yeah, I think that whole thing. I think that's one of them. And
I don't know if one stands out for me this year, man. I don't know if one. He's definitely in that top 3, though. I mean, I don't know if one stands out, man. If I'm I don't know, dude. It's golly. I mean, I don't know. That's a good question, Fatty. I mean, that's a hell of a question, man. I'm totally not prepared for it, but it's a good question.
What NFL team has been the most disappointing?
The Saints, one of them.
I think it's Kansas City. I think it's Kansas City.
No, but the Kansas City could still do something.
Yeah, they're not. No, they're not.
They are. I mean, they're going
to get in the playoffs.
Healthy, you'll be fine. I mean, you got a chance.
I'll say this. I mean, the Saints are definitely in that conversation. I would say the schedule you had a weak-ass schedule. You're in a weak-ass division. It's hard not to say the Saints. But, man, I don't know. Fatty, I would say football, sports stories, man, of this year. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I still say look at the Kansas City Chiefs coming into this year, start the year, winning a Super Bowl. I really thought the Nuggets were a great story in the NBA.
I think the most surprising NFL team is probably
sports has been great.
I think the most surprising team in the NFL is the Rams.
Yeah, possibly, man. Yeah. Good call. I mean, McVay's a hell of a coach. Stafford, man, we were writing that guy off the dead.
They were supposed to be. And listen, let's give credit to Dave. Dave said Stafford's a good quarterback, so I got to give him credit.
I've seen other podcasts tell me this dude wasn't a top 25 quarterback last year, and they know who they are. And this dude, to me, is a borderline Hall of Famer. I mean, I like that.
He's not a top.
Oh, dude, remember last year? Everybody was writing Stafford off the dead last year. Remember? And I mean, to me, dude, like people were ready to say, "Oh, he's about to retire. He lost it." And this dude's been balls out. I mean, he's got Kupp, Nakua. I mean, that kid Kyron Williams is running his ass off. But it's good coaching, dude. Sean McVay was one step ahead of Dennis Allen.
That's a good one, Derek. That's a good one. Another one, disappointing Bengals. Yeah, that is big.
One of the
and it's not their fault, but it is. With Burrow,
I mean,
but I agree.
Is he going to have? Is this going to be an issue for his career?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's 2 years of injuries. I mean,
three, Dave. Three.
Yeah.
He's never, man. Dave, you know what's shocking? Joe Burrow has never ever been a participant in training camp ever because of injuries.
That's weird. That's weird.
I believe it.
I'll tell you, man. I'm gonna say something. I can't stand the one thing, man. I know we're kind of guilty of it tonight because we're talking about a lot of football, but dude, the Pelicans coverage by WWL, they should be ashamed of themselves on that shit. There's a guy on the show. I don't know if y'all listen to a lot of WWL in the afternoon. I don't really usually. Just today I happen to be tuned in, and I'm gonna call him out. The one guy, I can't think of his name, younger cat, really good with the Pelicans. I can't think of his name, but he's solid. He's good with numbers. He has good takes. But, dude, I mean, Detillier, like I said earlier, he's like that uncle at a crawfish bowl. You want to tell him to shut the fuck up and stop talking about who the Saints' backup fullback is going to be in the middle of the summer. I mean, like, it's so one-track mind, dude. I know we love football down here, but you have an NBA team. This isn't arena football. This is a legit fucking team. This is a talented team. They're probably the best thing to watch in this region. I mean, the Saints are fucking unwatchable right now. I mean, college basketball has kind of lost its luster. This is your team, man, the Pelicans. And, I mean, WWL – does a piss poor job in covering these guys. I mean, this kid was talking about the Pelicans, breaking down a story, and he starts getting into about the guy Josh Williams, whatever his name is, from LSU, and starts talking about the fucking Pop-Tarts Bowl that was played earlier today. Who the fuck cares about the Pop-Tarts Bowl? You know what I'm saying? I could give a flying fuck less about the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
I used to love the Blockbuster Bowl, man. What the fuck you talking about?
I mean, they had a fucking Pop-Tarts Bowl. I thought it was a fucking joke, and I had to go Google. I was like, wait, there's no real fucking thing. Fucking Pop-Tarts Bowl,
let's be honest, Dave. I mean, it's hard. People, me and you are big, basketball fans, but the majority of the people in Louisiana, they're just football fans.
But we got to get past that shit, because I know some fuckers that think they know football and they don't know jack shit about football, so they need to try a new sport sometimes. And to me, basketball, you have a fun fucking team to watch here, dude. It's not just like, oh, yeah, it's cool to go. No, it's fucking badass to watch every game. It's badass to go. It's fun. It's fucking NBA. I mean, we need to, I think we're a good fan base, but we need to be a great fucking fan base like we are with the Saints. We need to have that with the Pelicans. I'm sorry. Because the Saints are fucking very disappointing right now.
Chuck said just posted something. That was a good sports story this year, Fatty. LSU baseball coming out.
I was waiting to say. I was going to say LSU athletics as a whole.
From the LSU baseball coming out the losers bracket.
I mean, the women's basketball, Jaden with the Heisman. I mean, LSU's football team had a successful year. I mean, let's not.
Oh no, I mean Angel Reese and the fucking Kim Mulkey and company, man.
So LSU as a whole, athletics had a hell of a year.
Yeah,
no, it was. It was a great year for them. I just, dude, I get aggravated there, like the Pelicans coverage. Like, you know, it was really good. I mean, I'm gonna throw shade at WWL with some of the guys over there, but I mean, I will give a lot of credit to like Gus Cattengale. I mean, we all know Gus. He's been in the radio game for years. I think he does a tremendous job with the Pelicans and his listeners. Here's the fucking thing. The funny thing is, the guy Detillier just cuts him off today, and they come back to the Pels, and there's like 5 texts and calls that start coming in about the Pelicans. But the problem is when you have the host of the show trying to talk about the goddamn Pop-Tarts Bowl, you're losing it right there. People want to talk basketball. People are getting into it more. Maybe not everybody loves it. And everybody has that right. But, dude, this could be a really good basketball town if we stop worrying about fucking the Saints, like a little less. I mean, because right now we're not going nowhere. I mean, I love the Saints, but let's be real. The picture's bleak right now. We got to wait till the draft and the offseason. I mean, why are we worried about stupid-ass bowl games?
Dave, because you don't understand. People just don't want to watch men play basketball.
And I don't understand it, but it's the weirdest thing, Richie, because to me it's like, dude, when you're in the middle of the winter, dude, all right, here's my thing. You got December, January, February. I mean, we got Mardi Gras and shit. But, dude, it feels like it sets up perfectly, you know what I'm saying, to be into something, to dive into something. I mean, there's only so much Netflix you can watch. I mean, to me, I think a lot of people – here's the funny thing is the Pelicans' ratings have been on the rise every year. Like, their TV ratings are really strong. Attendance – look, it's not sold out every night, but the attendance isn't bad. It's pretty decent. But it just feels like we do a shit job locally of covering it. I think Gus is one of the guys that does a good job, but, like, those guys at WWL, like, they'd rather talk about Dave, the fucking
I'm not
backup guard at Lutheran High School or whoever.
But
High School,
there's no way you could sit here and just do a Pelican show. You would lose your viewers. You would. Unfortunately,
and that's what sucks. That's what I think.
No, they got successful YouTube Pelicans channels.
Well, yeah,
they do. I mean,
y'all just don't. I'm telling you right now, most people don't tune into basketball.
But Richie, I mean, I'm watching the game. I see fans.
I'm not gonna sit here and say the reason why, but I can tell you a few of them why they don't watch basketball.
Why? Because when you can't get a game locally on the TV, that's
Fatty, you don't want to say why they don't want to watch basketball. I'm telling you, I've heard that
like on free TV though, Richie, is a problem.
Fatty, you don't understand. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not that guy.
I'm not going to just order NBA TV just for the fucking Pelicans.
You're not
Richie,
listening
I know,
to what
but now you can.
Patty, you're not listening. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I know of several people why they don't watch professional basketball.
No,
Well,
and I know where Richie's going
There's
with
also
this.
a million other people out there.
No, and I agree, Fatty. I mean, I see what Richie's saying. I see what you're saying because I think Fatty's right. I think there's other teams in the NBA. I might be wrong on this, but got cousins in Texas, big basketball fans. And, dude, there should be a local channel where you don't have to get cable to access the Pelicans. I think, like, I agree with Fatty. Right now, especially with the way times are, people don't want to spend all that extra money on cable. But, I mean, I will say this. I cut the cord years ago. Like, dude, you stream stuff. I mean, Valley, you can get the Pelicans for, like, I don't know, it's like $15 a month. And you don't have to buy, like, the premium package on DirecTV or whatever to watch basketball, like Fatty was saying. So the app is an option. It's not, it's not out there enough. It's not as mainstream. It needs to be known more so fans can do this. But like Fatty said, I wish it was available on Channel 8 or Channel 6 or.
Yeah, I mean, but
Absolutely.
you know what? People know it. People know the majority of the reason why people don't watch basketball. We know it. And
No, Richie, and I know what you're saying, and I don't disagree, Richie. I don't disagree. It's very unfortunate. I know what you're saying.
I mean, we can sit here and talk about a million different reasons.
No, Fatty, you dancing around it. We know.
No, it's not. There's a million reasons. Why?
No, there's one big reason though.
What, LeBron James?
Yeah, maybe that's one of them.
Well, you said to me, I would, if you said the biggest problem, so that's the first thing I would.
But Richie, I know, and I know what you're saying, and I hope we're getting to a better time. I know what you're not. You're not. It's really unfortunate because I don't. But the funny thing is, like, that same type of person who has that problem is watching the NFL, where it's basically, it's not.
But okay, now here's another thing that y'all not even take. Unlike the Saints, the Pelicans are more attendance-driven base when it comes to their financials than they are TV, like the Saints are. The Pelicans are more worried about getting people in the arena. Now, here's the problem with the Pels. The Pels have the same issue with the Saints. On paper, they're looking great, but when it comes down to it, they're underperforming. And they
are. I mean, look, and look, Fatty, they got a winning record, but they should be better than what they are. I completely agree. I mean, look, the wheels aren't falling off yet, but I mean, you losing these games. I mean, they lost to Memphis, blew a lead late. They blew Houston late, Memphis twice. But I mean, dude, you lost 3 home games consecutively, losing leads in the fourth quarter. Like, they do not close out games. They miss too many damn free throws. I don't know why they don't run the offense through Zion more late in the game.
One of our viewers just kind of broke some news just now. Joseph, he just broke it and said Ramchak don't know what his future holds.
Ramchak?
Ryan Ramchak.
So that's it's really weird about, and if that's the situation, Richie, that's another hole we're talking about now in this team.
Oh,
he's beat up, man. I think he just.
And he doesn't look like the same guy, because I'll say this, man. I've been a massive fan of Ryan Ramchak since day one. I've always called him since his rookie year. I've always said on Saints and Sinners, other podcasts, that dude's the best right tackle in the league his first 3 or 4 years, without a doubt.
Kenny Benoit just said basketball is too woke. Yep.
I mean,
that would be a part of
that.
It.
That does rub some people the wrong way. I mean, but football, every sport. I mean, look, man. I know the issues. I don't want to get, like you said, I don't want to get into a political discussion at all. But I'm just saying, but every sport is, let's be real. Every entertainment thing is. I mean, like, I don't pick my musicians. I don't say, hey, I like that musician because he votes this way or votes that way. I mean, let's be real. I think you got to extract that shit. I think the problem with the world today is, like, I don't know what it is in these 2020s, man. It's like, we're looking too deep into fucking sports. Let's just watch the sports team. I don't care if Zion listens to Metallica or Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what religion he follows. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good human being and you're winning, that's all I give a shit about. You know what I'm saying?
But look, getting back to what people are saying about the Pelicans, and Jerry just posted we got robbed against the Grizzlies. You didn't get robbed, Jerry. It's some bad coaching right now.
Look, and Rich, I get what he's saying about that. It was a fucking horrible call. 2 fucking horrible calls late in the game, and to put Jaren Jackson at the line. That was unheard of.
But Dave,
and John didn't even get fouled.
Why is your best shooter in the fourth quarter always on the bench more than he's on the court?
Well, look what's happening right now. I don't know if you saw what happened today. Jordan Hawkins designated to the G League, whatever it's called. Now, I understand they're trying to get the kid some minutes, but this kid was one of the best shooters. Like he was an impressive rookie early on. And will you tell me there's no spot for him on the floor? I don't know. I think Willie, and look, dude, I'm trying to give Willie
Green
every chance I can, but Willie has to do something soon, man.
Willie Green needs to figure out that Trey Murphy's his best shooter.
Yeah, and you can't sit him in the fourth quarter. You got to space that floor.
Not. Nobody.
So to me, it's all about a dynamic, Richie. It's like Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray with the Nuggets. They weren't letting everybody else shoot. The other guys would feed off of them. It has to be Zion and BI, and everybody else feeds off of them. You know what I'm saying? Just like Jokic and Jamal Murray, just like Jordan and Pippen, Kobe and Shaq. You know what I'm saying? LeBron and Kyrie. You got to have the other guys feed off of them instead of those guys taking too many shots. I mean, why is Zion taking one shot in the fourth quarter on one of these games? I think it was. There's no way that should be happening. Why is Trey Murphy sitting?
Dave, I think
there's a lot of things to question. The free throw shooting sucks. I mean, what's going on with these guys with missing free throws? I think we missed like 10 the last game. You know, I tell you what, the Grizzlies just have our number, man. I don't understand. And it's weird because Richie, I watched that fucking game and we're the better team 90% of that fucking game. And that's what drives me nuts. Because I stick by my story. I think this is the deepest roster in the league. I know Antonio Daniels has said it. I completely fucking agree. I think this team is as good as anybody on paper. It's just I think Willie has to grow to that next level as a coach. And I think this team has to just fix some small, stupid mistakes. And they need to grow that dynamic. It needs to be Brandon Ingram and Zion in the fourth quarter dominating the ball. And if Trey's open, hit Trey for a three. If Herb slash it to the rim and nobody picks him up, hit him for a dunk. But it needs to be Zion and B.I. being the catalyst. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bulls didn't let Tony Kukoc and Dennis Rodman dominate the fourth quarter in the playoffs. It was Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Those other guys leaned off of them.
More breaking news on the ESPN right now.
The what?
LeBron James' wife has released photos of him having an affair with somebody.
What?
Yeah.
That's false.
Tell me it's a dude. If it's Anthony Davis, I'm gonna have a beer.
All right, Shannon Sharp.
Man, have y'all had a chance to listen to Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp's show?
I caught one when he was ribbing on
They
Ocho.
are hilarious. They
about
hilarious, dude. They hilarious.
Oh, dude. Hey, Shannon Sharp, I will say this. Shannon Sharp, not only is he one of the top, like, 3 or 4 tight ends of all time, I think he's a hell of an analyst, man. I really do.
I agree, Dave. I agree.
He's entertaining, dude.
When
I always like him better than Skip.
And he don't bullshit either.
When he don't talk about LeBron James, yes.
Oh, no, he sucks LeBron off a little bit.
Yeah,
he wears some weird sweaters, but he's a hell of
off.
He's a good – look, but he's a smart analyst. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he's
on
on point.
Well, you know what I mean?
But
I mean, look, I don't like that at all, what y'all talking about. But I felt the same way about people in New Orleans about Drew Brees. I'm like, dude, enough with Drew Brees stuff. Stop it. Jesus.
No, Shannon Sharp is like, he's bad when it comes to LeBron. He just like, oh, Skip. You know,
that was all a show, man.
Let me tell you,
that's pretty good.
You know,
that's pretty,
my grandma
that's pretty damn good.
You know, Skip. And we used to me and Sterling get them pies, and she would get that switch and whip our ass. Me and Sterling.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you. I tell you, just everybody, man. Look, I was a big LeBron fan until recently. I can tell you that right now. Just the last couple of years, I'm just over him. I really am.
You know the funny thing about LeBron with me is, I'm gonna say this. I know a lot of people hate the guy. A lot of people absolutely love him. It's the weirdest thing with him as opposed to like a Jordan or Kobe, but. My biggest thing is I liked Cleveland LeBron. I like that guy. When you go take your talents and form a super team in Miami, and then when you go to LA to team up with AD, I don't like that LeBron. You know, and all his bullshit. You know, with other things as well. I mean, he's got his nose. There's one thing. Hey, man, you can be a leader. You can have an opinion. You can do things, but it feels like he kind of sticks his nose in a little too much business. But to me, the super team shit is why I don't like LeBron more than anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
I like the guy in Cleveland. When he won Cleveland that championship, I rooted for him all the way.
Chuck posted Shannon Sharp's Hall of Fame speech was one of the best speeches ever. I agree.
Well, Michael Irvin's was the greatest, though.
Nah, I'm not a Irvin fan. I'm not a Michael Irvin fan.
He didn't have to be a Michael Irvin fan. He's
right.
Great.
I think. Listen to me. I think Michael Irvin. Listen. I'm sorry to say it. I think Michael Irvin is one of the fakest humans on the face.
That's like, you know who I think had the greatest NBA Hall of Fame speech?
Who's that?
Dennis Rodman.
Oh, I'm sure it probably was. I can't
Dennis
remember. I'm not going to
Rodman
look
is
it
the
up.
most honest Hall of Fame speech you'll ever hear from a man.
Dude, I fucking love Dennis Rodman, dude. I think Rodman. I mean, I know some people same thing, love hate thing with a lot of people, dude. And I'm not saying I grew up a Bulls fan because we had WGN. We didn't have
But
a
you know,
team here.
it's weird. Everything that
Dennis
we hate
was a
about,
bad dude.
we hate about today's athletes. All these guys were worse in the 90s. I
Not
don't
really,
understand
no,
it.
but they were far in between, though.
They had
Stop
more
it.
balls, though, Rich. I think they were more
Yeah,
working class.
stop.
Like they were physical.
Dude, I would put Dennis Rodman up against 98% of the league, and he'd whip all
Dennis-
their
like
ass.
like put it this way, Draymond
Chris,
Green
you
is
always,
probably
but
the
you don't,
modern
but
day
you
Dennis
don't. I
Rodman. He
judge
would get his
people
ass
on
handed
their
to him by Dennis
character, dude.
Rodman.
You don't.
Wait, what?
Huh?
I judge a lot of athletes on their character, and you
Yeah,
don't.
and they all got shitty fucking characters.
I don't care.
Well,
Judge a
that-
person
No,
on
no, and
judge a person on them being a human being.
Well,
No,
right, yeah. As long as you're not hurting
I don't
nobody, as
judge
long as
somebody
you're
by
not,
their
you
human
know.
being. I judge them by their character. You could be a crummy human being, but if you, I mean, no, that don't mean shit.
I mean, look, let's be real. I mean, I don't want to bring it's a soft, sensitive subject, but like Darren Sharper, it's crazy because it feels a little weird whenever talking about Darren Sharper. I mean, here's a guy who had one of the best defensive player seasons for a Saints team ever. I mean, he had 9 interceptions that year. I think he brought like 2 or 3 back to the house. He was a huge part of that defense on that Super Bowl team. But it's like he's a dirty word because of what he did, and he's a shit person because of what happened off the field. You know what I'm saying?
Like Chris Benoit in wrestling. You
Absolutely.
can't even
Great,
talk
hey,
about
Fatty,
Chris
great point. I mean,
Benoit.
absolutely. Yeah. And
mean,
Benoit,
look.
dude, I mean, he's a fucking tremendous. He's one of the best wrestlers ever to step in the ring.
Dude,
I mean,
Cleveland,
no doubt.
Cleveland is putting it on the Jets. Good night.
What's going on there, Rich?
34-14 ain't even halftime.
Son of a bitch. That's wild. What's going on? Dude, I can't
And
see
I
the Pels score.
benched Jerome Ford, who's lighting it up. Oh my God.
Oh, for real.
Man, what's up with Breece Hall, man? I'm keeping an eye on him this game.
He hasn't
man.
done nothing since that touchdown with Jerome Ford's having the game of his life.
That's funny, man. Hey, look, fantasy, man, it's 50% luck, dude. So that shit happens.
So Dave, tell us about the Iron Claw. You like it?
I thought it was really good, man. I did. I know it's very gritty, man. And I thought they kept it real. They didn't Hollywood it too much. They didn't glamorize it. I thought I had one complaint about the movie, and Fatty, I think he saw it, so he'll probably know where I'm going with this. But I'll say this, man. Zac Efron, I used to think he was kind of a puss, but dude, he's been better and shit. I liked him in Neighbors, man. I liked him in some other movie I can't think of.
I liked him in that movie White Mike in whatever in Get Wedding Dates. That was funny.
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny shit too. Yeah, I know what you're talking about when they go with this crazy chick, Aubrey Plaza and her friend. Yeah, no, he's a pretty funny son of a bitch, dude. But I'll tell you, I think he deserves some kind of nomination for a Golden Globe or Oscar. I thought he did a great job as Kevin Von Erich. I thought the guy who plays Lip and Shameless, Jeremy Allen White, was good, but the Ric Flair dude was fucking terrible. I'm sorry, man. I liked everything about the movie. You agree? But I thought he did a terrible promo for Ric Flair.
That movie did not deliver at all for me.
You didn't like it, man?
And, the guy who played Kerry Von Erich, he should have been Chris Von Erich. He was so small. I was like, that's supposed to be Kerry Von Erich? Well, my problem with the movie is they kind of try to set you up for something that never came. Like, I did a review today, Dave. I mean, it's on off my Facebook. Go check it out. It's like they set you up like, okay, just for example, with Kevin's wife, in the beginning, they kind of make her feel like she's going to be part of this movie in a big way. That after they get married,
it was a little weird with her. Yeah.
And just like Kerry's career, they just kind of overblew that. Like Kerry was the biggest thing. Well, like the whole their popularity was even downplayed in the movie. Like they were fucking megastars in wrestling.
Yeah, I think you know what's funny. In fact, I liked the movie, I really did. But I'll say I get what you're saying. Like it feels like they wanted to make it more about Fritz being a total hard ass and a tough dad to deal with someone. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they went so much towards Fritz Von Erich.
Watch the episode of Dark Side of the Ring, and it's 10 times as better because it actually has an end in which this movie kind of didn't really tell you about Kevin made peace with everything and everything.
Right. I don't want to hear too much about it because I'm going to see it.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away to Richie.
Honestly, Richie, if I were you, I would wait till it comes out to watch it. I wouldn't go spend.
I'll say this: I was okay with the way it ended. I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to say anything to anybody. No spoiler alert. I'm not going to say that. But I really think they could have went into maybe it missed a couple things. I will say that I agree with Fatty. I think it could have went into their stardom a little more. I think it. I mean, don't get me wrong. It to me, it was good at what it did, but I thought it could have did some different things. If that makes any sense, I thought it did a nice job of showing the gritty, like
Yeah,
we're up for a little
I
bit.
think
I think it
some- I
showed the
think-
emotional strain.
It's
That
like
type
when
of
it
shit.
got
I
to a
think
point they
somebody-
made
I
a
think-
big issue out of, it got forgotten about. Like I'll say when this is common knowledge. When Kerry won the NWA championship, it was like
Right.
it was supposed to be a big deal to the whole family, but it was like kind of
I think
blown over.
I
And
No,
think
no,
a lot
I
of the-
agree. Kerry was a huge name out of that group. I mean, growing up, to me, same way. Kerry looked like he was a little downplayed, and I mean,
He was,
it felt like it
big
was
time.
more all about Kevin at times. You know what I'm
Kerry
saying?
was the most
In group.
popular one of the group.
Kerry was the most
That's
popular.
what
one
I
of all
thought. That's
time.
the way I was like, man, I had to second guess my own
You didn't
self.
even know Kerry is in the WWF until they show him wrestling on TV, and Kevin and Fritz are talking about selling the place. And it's like,
Well, see,
wait,
Richard,
Kerry's
I mean,
on his biggest event of all
yeah.
of his whole life, and you're sitting there just yapping.
I
And
think
was
it
like,
focused more on Fritz than anything. Like, you know what I'm
Fritz
saying? I
and
think it
Kerry.
was almost
Fritz and Kevin. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
well, Kevin and Fritz. It felt like it kind of centered on that a little, maybe a little too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
But
listen,
I mean,
guys,
overall, I like
before
the movie. I don't think it was a bad movie. I think it was done well. I like the vibe of it, but it did miss a couple
Actually-
things. I'll say that it did miss.
So
a couple
listen, guys, look, before we get out of here, we're not gonna go through all of them. Let's just go real quick with the college playoffs is coming up. I think people more want to talk about that. I still have Alabama winning the whole thing, but you know.
things. Hey, I mean, who won the Pop-Tarts Bowl today? Fuck. I mean, fucking too many bowls, man. Too many.
Way
bowls.
too many goals.
I
Well,
put
listen, look.
the review for our show in the chat. If anyone's listening, I just dropped the link in there for the video.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, listen, I want to thank Fatty for joining us tonight, filling in for the guys. You know, they were out tonight. Of course, Dave every week, does good, man. Listen, I want to wish y'all a happy new year. Enjoy the time with your family. Thank y'all for joining us, and thank y'all for sharing and liking the show. Make sure to share with your friends. We'll be back at our regular time next Tuesday. Make sure to watch the Bayou Geek. Share that too, Fatty. Make sure you share that link because people do ask about it. Listen, fellas, Happy New Year and good night to everybody.
Go to that link. It brings to our page.
All right,
buddy.
guys. Hey, maybe a little Sunday morning action, man. If y'all get y'all asses up, maybe we can do some Sunday morning.
Peace out, brother.
All right.
All right, man.
Later.
All right, guys.